Hey guys, I want to make some reassuring points about the AI bot writers because I've had people ask, it's like, wouldn't Google catch AI bot writers? And the answer is Google prefers them. As a matter of fact, we have some proof on that. I just want to make this point. For a long time now, when we've been doing some of these big projects, we started off using an AI writer that was great, but the AI writer didn't allow for an API. So we could only create one version of the original content. We could not make variations of it. We'd have to manually produce one every single time, but we were doing those big projects, 100 domain by 100 subdomain times 100 pages in the sitemap is a million page launch. Million page launch is cool, but if it's all spin tags, right, then it's not as effective as it could be because you're going to get a lot of traffic. No one's going to want to buy anything on their own because the pages won't convince you of anything. We could only decrypt the people who landed on the pages and offer that to companies so that they could follow up with the leads on their own, okay? And just coincidentally call at the right and happy time or email at the right and happy time. But nonetheless, we did use AI bots anyway to generate the original content. So every time I was showing Bowen Therapy, Little Rock, that kind of thing, and even today, right, here we are, front page, front and center, number 1, 2, 3, fourth one down. And that's amazing because we're ranking right up here with Psychology Today, in the Bowen Wellness Center, and everything else beyond that falls below, okay? So that's pretty darn amazing. I mean, whole practices like this practice here can't keep up with us, all right? And when you look at the website, here's what you're gonna find. It is not the original AI content, but it's close. It's not very heavily spun. And how do we know that? We ran it through Grammarly. So when you run it through Grammarly, the score's like an 89. So it's not that great, but it's obviously not bad. So it's a very close rendition to the original. So how did that wind up on the front page? Well, probably Google saw that page, probably saw a number of pages first, but the first one that Google would consider worthy of indexing wasn't the original, was this. In other words, this rendition is good enough for Google to say, okay, that counts. It would score an 89 if it was graded in terms of grammar, right? But it's not the original, probably because Google saw the original wherever that version is in the whole mix after it saw this one. In other words, it probably saw 1,000 versions. Many of which it said, not that one, 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 this one, this one, this one. And then it kept going and saw the original and went, plagiarized. But here, this one, or it could be the template. And maybe that wasn't plagiarized at all, but the template was unique enough. Totally different feel to the template. Again, why do we mix and match the different variations? To create uniqueness. The other element that's amazing about this is this. We've always made our websites hot, hot, hot in terms of coding, in terms of on-page SEO, in terms of GT metrics, performance and stuff, minifying, second-gen images, everything top end, right? And that's because we always had to make up, like everyone else had to make up, anybody who uses batch content is automating it. 90% of the content on the internet is automated. It's not handwritten. Google had no choice but to deal with it. But most people have garbage websites or near garbage websites or only half-hatched websites. Our websites, in order to deal with the Achilles heel of our content being spun, like so many other people, what do? We created as much variety as possible and built as much uniqueness as possible, but got the scores way up in the air. So now that we did that with absolutely everything else, the final thing we're dealing with these days is content. Talk about awesome. And to address your concern, will Google take down AI content? They didn't take down this AI/spun content. So you would think it's on the verge of getting taken down because not is it just as AI, but it's like a plagiarized version of the AI, right? And you would think, well, that's so close to falling off the edge, and yet it doesn't, right? And there's your point. AI content by itself, Google will accept, but it'll drift and ramble. and you have to fact check it. So if Google's going to drop any of the pages, it's because the fact checking ain't there. Google doesn't want to just show every opinion everyone makes with no backing, right? Which is why they like expertise, authority, trust. Any of those things help, right? But we can still get on the front page of something that sounds almost medical without justifying it from, with true medical credentials. So that's pretty darn amazing to just be sitting there like that. And not even a directory for others, just our own, right? We're not even saying this is not a Bowen website, that belongs to anybody. So that's pretty unbelievable. But the other point is this. AI content that's babysat means somebody makes sure to fact check, make sure that the right company names are written into the content, the right phone numbers and so on, and that it doesn't drift and talk about anything at once. It stays on topic. So with that in mind, what do we get? Real quality. So when we're writing in a convincing manner, engagingly, and we're writing quality pitch-worthy stuff, and it's babysat, then the point is Google doesn't see any reason whatsoever to take it down. There is nothing between the difference of the AI writer and the human, other than if you do the AI writer without the human, you wind up with no fact checking and you wind up with it drifting. But if you use a human, then it stays on topic and you make sure to fact check it. So humans should babysit the content. But if humans are babysitting the content, Google will have no problem with the content. It will be unique, it will be interesting, it will be different. And it's better by far than the 90% of content that exists in English on the internet right now that Google's picked up. So slowly but surely over the course of the next several years, you're going to see content just step its way up that ladder, right? So we're among the first guys to use it. And not just that, we're among the first guys who can mass generate it and smartly. In other words, we don't try to write a whole page at once. It's going to drift too far. Even for a human, they're going to have to try to recreate the page and go, no, that wasn't good. Recreate another, go, that wasn't good either. But that's not how we write. We write section by section by section by section by section and rewrite through the headers along the way. So we wind up saying kind of the same thing, but it's totally unique. And Google loves it because that's at the level where everybody would do something like that if they write about a similar topic. And Google sees tons of that. We're just doing it extremely well on extremely powerful websites, on extremely powerful servers. What's not to like? Okay, just wanted to share. Don't be afraid of the idea of AI writing getting taken down. It's not even possible for Google to track anymore. It's just writing. It's just more efficiently done. But there's nothing different between the way the AI writer does it and the human, other than the AI is a little more efficient at generating it, but you still need a human to babysit it. And then it comes out just being a tool for writers. It's like using a thesaurus when you write to make sure you can include a good flair. But at the same time, if you write another page about the same topic, that's the advantage. It's nothing like the first page about the same topic. So you can write many pages about the same topic and backlink through them and just let Google pull to the top whatever it likes out of the stack. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay.